So when I think about process, there's 4 big areas that we like to focus on with organizations that we work with, because there are 3 actually, and then the 4th one is to add the AI. But the 3 big ones that move the needle in most cases is, number 1, obviously quality, consistent deal flow. And for me, that starts understanding who our 20%ers are in the market that are going to bring us 80% of our business, our ideal client profile. And you combine that with strong content marketing and really well-focused outbound sales teams that are focused on the right niche. Then we have quality conversations. So nothing happens until we have a really great conversation with a potential client. And that's the fulcrum in a deal. Do it wrong and it takes forever to close a deal. And you'll only sell a quarter of what you should be selling to them as far as solutions. Do it right, it accelerates the deal, expands the opportunity, expands the context. Then, of course, we've got quality and tenacity of follow-up. So that is on the front end when you meet someone, but also nurturing existing accounts to grow them. And then lastly, once we nail these things and we've really figured them out, then we add a tool like AI to help accelerate that. Too often everybody's like, well, we're not great at discovery conversations. Do you have an AI that'll do it for us? Which maybe. There's a few out there, but they're kind of awkward. But my thought process is, let's map out best practices and see how we can use AI to really enhance our team. So one of the things I look at is there's a couple ways to create growth. One is if you want 50% more business, you create 50% more top of the funnel activity. Who here could go to 50% more trade shows and conferences this year? Right? Who would quit? Or right? You know, most people in sales, if you ask them to do 50% more of one activity, they couldn't do it. Or 50% more outbound calls, right? Or 50% more cold outreach on LinkedIn. Maybe. So if this is your 200 leads on the top of a funnel and you're closing 8 deals through this process with various conversion rates, and I tell you that you need to now do 12 deals in the same period of time, you could increase your activity by 50%, right? And it would look something like this. But that also means, like, even from a proposal writing perspective or discovery meeting perspective, that goes up significantly, right? Our schedule doesn't tend to support that. Another way to grow is just improve. We've all seen this type of thing. Just 5 key areas by 10% each. Could you get 10% better at prospecting? Could you get 10% better at booking appointments? Could you get 10% better at client conversations? Could you get 10% better at writing proposals, which may even mean just getting to the client in 2 days instead of 3? That often will increase conversion rates. And could you get 10% better at asking for the business? And if you could just do that, which is much more manageable in many cases, you get a significant increase. Now, once you fine-tune that, though, then you can start to throw things like artificial intelligence in, where you can really shift the lever. Where using like AI-based tools like Dripify that Chris and I use to prospect on LinkedIn, where I've connected with 1,000 vice presidents of sales globally in the last month while I was sleeping. And started conversations with 50 of them, right? And so when we look at that, all of a sudden that top end starts to accelerate with a well fine-tuned funnel. How am I doing for time, by the way? Am I at half? 10 minutes? 15? Great, fantastic. So here's something interesting is that we all think about, you know, sales acceleration means going faster, but maybe sales acceleration means actually slowing down. So reps who spend 55% of their time on strategic account planning and 45% on tactical execution boosted win rates by 19%. So actually slowing down to think about strategically how I'm approaching accounts with the right data, the right context, at the right time, and the right offering. And when I do that, my win rates go up. So all of a sudden, it isn't about flooding LinkedIn to generate leads or whatever else we're using. It's actually about targeting the right people in the right way with the right context.